Hello, loved ones. This is Matt Stevens, and I hope you're doing fantastic. I know I am. And I was recently, meaning today, watching a video by Aaron Dowdy, and in it he was talking about energy strands. And he was talking about how there are certain objects, items in our home or whatever, certain objects that may have certain energy attached to them and therefore represent certain states to you. And he used a few examples, like for example, there was a vase that a particular person associated negative feelings with because it reminded this person of an argument with a significant other. I believe that's how it went. But the point is we do have those things that just have an energy about them that kind of can bring our state, our vibrational states up or down. And it reminded me of a topic that I had talked about not long ago about how I encourage you to get the poverty out of your life and out of your home. The examples that I used were like with the broken toaster or a broken coffee maker or even a broken bookshelf for that matter. If you have broken items in your home, get rid of them. Well, fix them or get rid of them. In a lot of those cases, we have every intention of fixing whatever items those are. We have the broken coffee makers like, yeah, I need to get a part for it or whatever. But it always just kind of seems to sit there. And the problem with that is that it kind of speaks to our subconscious mind of things don't work, things are broken. That's a poverty mindset. So it's like either fix the thing or get rid of it. Same goes for a bookshelf that's in disrepair or whatever the case may be. So it kind of made me think of those things, and that it does with your subconscious. It's the things that are broken. It puts you in that poverty mindset. And another good example of how these things work is, like, for example, when you take your car to the car wash and you get it all nice and cleaned up and you get the windows clean and it's vacuumed out and just really nice, got it organized, got all the garbage out and like little doors, get everything, and get your car really nice and clean. If you'll notice, when you're driving away from the car wash, your car just seems to be running better. Now, you didn't do anything mechanically to it. Like in my case, I'm like, I didn't even put air in the tires. How is it running better? How does it feel more peppy or just a smoother ride or whatever? The only thing that can be is just where we have cleaned it up, put some importance, put some meaning behind it, and brought it up and made it look better and probably smell better and all of that. But it just speaks to our subconscious mind that this is in good shape. This is in good repair. And when that happens, it has a positive energy. It tends to raise our level of vibration because especially as it's associated with our car in that case. But in another good example of that is like when someone gets a haircut or if they get a new outfit, they just feel better. They've got it gives them a boost of confidence. You can typically see, hey, he must be feeling good. Things are going his way today, or what just things like that. But what I really was wanted to, but what it made me really think about is how can we get in that state more often? How can we get in that state of feeling good, feeling confident, right? Our vibrations high more often. And another topic that I had talked about recently, and it was a pretty popular one, was I had mentioned doing awareness alarms. And awareness alarms, if you don't know, like every hour or 2 hours or whatever you feel is necessary for you, is on your phone, you set an alarm for every hour or two to go off. And when this alarm goes off, you stop. It takes 5 or 10 seconds. You stop and center yourself, Bring yourself into the moment. Take some deep breaths. Maybe say, I am. Just realize I am here in this moment, right now, in the eternal now. But most people go throughout their day on total autopilot. They never once stop and center themselves and bring themselves into the moment. So that's why those awareness alarms are good. But I'm looking at, can we incorporate those, maybe working in some confidence in with that to raise our vibration, meaning how you feel when you've got a new outfit on, or like when you finish a book. Like if you've already been reading a book and it's been really good and you've really gained some great insight, and then when you finish the book and you feel and you just feel good, it's a great sense of accomplishment. It's like, wow, you just finished. It's an amazing feat sometimes when you finish a particular books. So that feeling that you get, how can we get that feeling more often? Not just when we get something new or when we finish a book. How can we get that feeling multiple times throughout the day? Because if we could do that, what that would do, it would create the snowball effect with the mirror principle. Because if you're broadcasting out to the universe, I feel good, I'm confident, everything's great, life's just going my way today, all of those things, you broadcast that out to the universe, what will be reflected back to you is, yes, your life is great, things are going good, you're confident, and that you will be reflected back more. Your circumstances and events throughout your day will happen to cause more of that, to cause more of the confidence and the feeling good and the high vibration. So I'm trying to encourage you, if we can, when we do our awareness alarms, can we also get into a state of feeling that good, that high confidence, that high vibrational state? Even though we didn't finish a book, we can go into a small meditation and just take ourselves back to that moment. Go back in your mind and remind yourself of how it felt when you had that fresh haircut, when you had your car nice and cleaned up, or finished that book, that very important book. When go back to that and bring up that feeling that you had in that moment, and just remind yourself of how it felt and get on that vibration. So when your awareness alarm goes off, first of all, center yourself, get yourself in the moment, in the now, and then get your that memory of that very high vibrational and very high confidence state. That way you are broadcasting to the universe, things are great, and then your circumstances will be reflected back to corroborate that feeling. Yeah, there's that. So let me check my notes here. I got to do that. Now, I know that all these, I'm talking a lot about things, physical things, but I'm also like, we should be past this. We understand that we are spiritual beings, that your real higher self resides outside of this, and you are connected to this body, to this avatar, whatever you want to call it. You are jacked into this for a very temporary amount of time, for 80, maybe 100 years, if you're lucky. So we're here into this physical realm to have an experience here, to gain some knowledge, to gain some maturity, to gain some experience, whatever the case may be. So we understand that, and it's like, okay, I'm not placing a whole lot of emphasis on physicality, but while we are in the physical world, we understand that there is physicality. For example, you have a person, let's take a guy, for example, who has a bookshelf, and it's loaded with books that he's read. And he takes really good care of this bookshelf. He keeps it organized, he keeps it clean, and all of those things. Now, somebody may look at him and think, why does he care so much about that bookshelf? It's just a bookshelf. It's just stuff. It's just things that you can't take with you, all of which is true. And those books really are just hunks of paper, just pieces of paper. But in the physical world, that represents to him the knowledge, the insights that he's gained from reading all of those books. It's a representation. It's almost like a shrine to the things that he has come and learned. So if this guy has a particular sense of pride or about his bookshelf, that's fine. Let him have it. Right? Let him have it. It's okay. It's not hurting anything. So anyway, check my notes one more good time here. Actually, I'm not getting all the way through this, and that's okay. On the podcast, I tend to do that. I will make an outline, and then I'll get about halfway through it, and then I'll be like, well, that's pretty much it for this episode, really. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, and I won't get all the way through the outline. But that's cool, because then my next episode is already about halfway outlined. So that works out. So anyway, I've got some notes here that I can put in for the next episode or the next video that I do. And so, yeah, there's that. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Get the poverty out of your life, of course, and to raise your vibration. Start kind of cataloging or events in your life when you were at your highest level of confidence, your highest level of vibration. And when you do your awareness alarms or whatever, when you do center yourself, take yourself back to that moment. Yeah, that's what I got, loved ones. So if you would, please like and subscribe. I think I'm going to want to do, I think some live streams on here would be pretty cool. Just saying. So anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, what I'm getting at is I think I'm going to do that in the very near future. So anyway, that's what I got. And I love you, and I'll be back directly.